Hey guys, it's Chris Andreucci here. I'm a country singer-songwriter from Glasgow, Scotland, and I'm 21.
Out of all the many genres there are to choose from, why country music?
I guess it's got to be down to the kind of storytelling element of it. I think country's a really unique genre in that sense where the songwriter can take you as a listener right back to where they actually were and what they were feeling when they wrote that song. And to be able to recreate that myself, I think that's an amazing thing. And I really think that's cool, and that's why I love country music.
So you like the fact that the genre relates to storytelling?
Exactly, yeah.
So for the people that are watching, they want to know, how did you get into country music?
Country music. My dad gave me like a really good musical education when I grew up. I listened to thousands of bands with him. Me and him still go to gigs like a few times a year. But country music really came down to my dad and I would listen to Willie Nelson, and I know Bruce Springsteen is technically not classed as country, but some of his lyrics and some of the instrumentation in his songs really hint at country music, and ever since that I just got a kind of a love and a feel for it. And the more I grew up and the more I got out to listen to music and travelling the world and going to America, it gave me an opportunity to really explore country music, and ever since then I've fallen in love with it and listen to it and play it every day and write it every day.
Nice. So have you ever been compared to another country singer?
There's been some comparison, I guess, maybe not with how I perform it, but maybe with the terms of songwriting. Eric Church has always been somebody that I've admired, and people have said there's some elements of my songwriting that relates to that. Luke Combs, I guess, also he's huge in country just now, but there's been a few people that say, a couple of licks in my songs kind of sound like him also. And Jason Isbell, he's somebody that's a real good lyricist, and a few people have mentioned that there's some similarity there, yeah.
Alright, so it's funny because you answered my follow-up question, which was, what are your musical influences? So that's pretty good, but why do you admire these specific country singers?
Again, I think it's back down to the storytelling element. These guys are so talented, and some of them are much more famous than others. I admire Brent Cobb. He's a guy from Nashville, really, really small songwriter, not really that famous, but he's got some of the best lyrics and lines that they just stick with you, and they really make the song. And that's solely down to why I admire these kind of people.
Is creating music for you an expensive process, and if so, how have you been funding your career?
I think today in music, as an artist, you can make that process as expensive as you want or as cheap as you want. I know people who are recording, writing songs and producing it all from their bedroom and releasing it online with hardly any expenditure. But you've also got people that will fly out to Nashville and record a 4-song EP or whatever they want to do, and that's more expensive. For me, it's been not too bad. I've done pretty well for myself, and that's through just, I fund it all through live performance, playing gigs anywhere I can, and that it's a great way of earning cash, and that's the best way to fund it.
How did you get from singing in bars to signing a publishing deal in Nashville, Tennessee?
Yeah, well, I've been playing in bars and any venue that would take me, honestly, for the last couple of years. I started off in Glasgow playing in hotels, and King Tut's Wabba Hut is one of my favourite venues to play, and from there I kind of got residencies at these hotels, and then after about 2 years an opportunity kind of arose, and it was to move out to America for 9 months. And me being a single guy, it was pretty stupid not to take that opportunity, so I went out there, and I thought, let's make the most of it. I planned a tour. I think we did 17 shows in 15 states.
Wow.
Right through from the East Coast right through the South to the West. Played some amazing places, saw some, met some amazing people too. And when I was on the tour, when I was speaking to a lot of agents or booking people, and from there, I somehow came across this label in Nashville that was looking for new talent, and I just went out my way, emailed them, said I'd love you to listen to me, and then again they didn't really come back to me for a while, and I was like, okay, these things happen, Yeah. And I think I was playing through Texas at the time, I think Austin, Texas, and I got this email, and it was from Century Music Group in Nashville, and they said, hey Chris, love what you're doing. We'd love to sit down with you and have a conversation or a call. I think it was a call we did initially.
Yeah.
And then from there, I ended up going to Nashville. We sat down, had a meeting, and within a couple of months, we signed the deal. And yeah, so it was pretty exciting. It was a bit of a whirlwind. It all just kind of happened, but it was really cool.
Nice, and it worked out in your favor anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
What made you feel as though you needed to sign a publishing deal at this point in your career?
I guess I would class myself as like an emerging artist in Scotland and in Glasgow, but there's only so far you can get without signing certain deals or signing agents and things like that. So this was an opportunity where it allowed me to really get my music to a much wider audience, both in the UK and, because I signed it in Nashville, across the US as well. And that's always been a dream of mine, is to go out and become an artist playing nationally and internationally, and that's something that I'm getting to do, especially this year and with this deal. So I think in May time I'm going out to Nashville, hopefully for a couple of years, depending on my visa. And then from there, I'll be based in Nashville. I can play around. I can experience all this new culture that I was getting used to this year, but then I had to come back to Glasgow. Yeah. But it's given me this whole new, or access to this whole new plethora of people, and it's just like a cool experience to be in.
It's amazing. I would assume. So with just to follow up with the visa thing, what kind of visa are you looking for?
So I think it's like a B1 or something like that. It's for music artists. I think it's quite a difficult one to get. You've got to tick all the boxes. So we'll see what happens. We're currently in the process of working out how to do it.
How has the signing of this deal affected your music moving forward?
I mean, there's a lot of chance and opportunity that can come from this. Nothing essentially could come from it also. So we'll see what happens, but it's given me, as I said, entry into this space in the music industry where a lot of people never get unless they sign these crazy big deals. So I've been given this amazing opportunity, and anything could happen. As you said, Taylor Swift, she could sing one of my songs. Realistically, probably not, but there's these slim chances, and if you get into something like a Netflix documentary or a Netflix program, the royalties rolling in there are just incredible. So it'd be a really cool experience if something like that happened. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. If it's 4 songs, there's 4 chances of that happening.
So for those who don't have a vast amount of knowledge, on the different types of publishing deals that are out there, can you explain what's the exact publishing deal you signed?
Yeah. Well, today, music industry has changed. You used to need a record label essentially to record your music, pay for your studio time, and then get your music to your fans. Mm-hmm. But now you can completely almost bypass the record label. As I said, people produce music from their bedrooms and shared spaces and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So been given an opportunity to not sign a record deal, which you think is everyone's dream, and in a way it is, but you lose a lot of your copyright and things like that to your song. But now with a publishing deal, it presents the opportunity where you get to, I would be releasing music just now, not signed to the label, and only my fans would be hearing it, and that's solely it, and I would be doing all the promotion myself. Whereas with the publishing deal, I'm entering a kind of unique space in the music industry, and I've signed a 4-song publishing deal, so I'll go up to Nashville in a month's time to record these 4 tracks, and from there, the label, they pitch the 4 recorded songs, they pitch them to TV shows, films, Netflix, radio, they even pitch to bigger labels, and what could happen is a bigger artist could say, we love that song, but I want to sing it, and essentially, obviously, I give away a percentage of my song to that person, but if somebody big's going to sing your song, a percentage of a lot of money still is a lot of money to me. Yeah, so it's a cool opportunity to be in, and it was almost a stupid idea if I didn't sign it. So yeah, losing a little bit of my copyright percentage doesn't bother me, and I'm really excited to go and see what's going to happen.
And it gives you that extra additional bit of promotion, to help boost your career, which is vital. So recently you released your latest EP, A Traveler's Tale, which is a very nicely curated project. What would you say was the thinking process when creating that project?
So A Traveler's Tale really is about my experiences with spent those 9 months in the United States. Some of it's made up, it's all about storytelling again, but Master Plan Reno is about meeting a guy in a bar, an old guy, just having a beer, and he just starts telling me his life story and all the things he's done wrong in life and mistakes he's made, jail time, whatever it is, and it's about how at the end of the night he just describes that he's got this master plan to go get back with his ex-wife and right all his wrongs, and it was quite a cool story. Some of it was made up, but it's quite a good storyline, so I enjoyed writing it. And most of our time, I guess, is a love song about being with somebody for a short period of time. It's inevitable because you're both leaving the country. She was from Australia, actually. Obviously, I'm from Scotland, but we're both in America, and it was gonna end either way. So you just got to make the most of the time that you had together. But yeah, it's all about the stories and the experiences I had when I was in the States. I met so many cool people, went to so many amazing places, and it was just an amazing time. So that's essentially what the album's about.
Just you explaining it sounds amazing. Out of those two, right? Which one would you say, or out of the whole project, what would you say is your most prized track? Like the track that's your favorite?
Probably Master Plan Reno, simply because I played it live. I play it live at every show I play, and it's just received so well from the crowd. It's got a real kind of country feel to it, which if you play it in Scotland, you always get a kind of odd reaction. But that's good because straight away it grabs everyone's attention, and it's got quite a big chorus. So I think that's probably my favourite one to play from the EP, because it's always received well.
What can fans look out for next from Chris Andreucci?
So 2020 is going to be quite an exciting time. The music that's coming out under the label will be out around February time, give or take. We'll see what happens, but it should be around February time. There'll be 4 new singles out in 2020, and then an EP including all those tracks near the end of the year. So it will be quite an exciting time. Stay posted and stay up to date with my social media and my website, and you'll get all that information there.
And where can people follow you?
Where can they follow me? So
listen to your music.
Yeah, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram is all under @Andreucci Music, and you can find all of my music on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, Deezer, everything. It's everywhere.